Hey foodies, thanks for watching. I want to show you a really simple recipe, and it's 2 ingredients. Technically, I've got some leftover cake from when I made a cake, and I've got some leftover icing from when I iced the cake, and we're going to put the two together. So all I'm doing is I'm going to break up the cake into the bowl. You can see it breaking up really nicely just as I crumble it. I let this cake get stale for a couple days, and stale cake is probably the best to make cake pops. If it's fresh, it's going to get gummy and gooey, and you want that extra gumminess to come from the icing and not necessarily the cake. So I'm just going to break this all up. And to that, I want to add some of my icing. And I'm going to start with about half of my icing. And just drop that in. And then I'm going to mix this up in the mixer. So you can see it's starting to pull together, which is nice. I'm going to add about half of what I've got left in there. Come on, get in there. There we go. And we'll mix that up. Look at that. It didn't need the whole amount of icing. I was wondering if I needed the whole amount, and I'm glad I went little by little by little, because too much icing is going to make it too gummy and too not good. So you want just to take this off your paddle, and I'll just scrape off my paddle. There we go. I'll scrape down the sides just to make sure we've got everything. A little bit of icing that I had on my spatula. There, I'm mixing that up. So now I've got a parchment paper lined baking sheet, and I'm just going to go scoop by scoop. And I don't have to worry about these expanding, because we're going to be putting these into the freezer. If you're looking for the cake recipe I used, you can check it out at glutenfreeguy.ca. You can also find the icing recipe at glutenfreeguy.ca. This is making a lot of cake pops. I'm running out of room. I think maybe one more after this. So there's that. Last one. There we go. So I'll set that aside. Now I just want to lightly roll these. Just like that. And you're making them smooth so that when you dip them in chocolate after the freezer stage, the chocolate just encapsulates the entire cake pop. All right, so these are going to go into my freezer for about 30 minutes, and after that, we're going to go to the next step. See you in a moment. So it's been a half hour, and the cake pops are firmed up really nicely. So I've gone ahead and I've melted some chocolate. Some chocolate. That's a lot of chocolate I've melted. And I've got my cake pop stand. You can use styrofoam or deep cardboard, something like that. You need something that'll hold it upright while it dries. So all I want to do, I'm going to pull these out. There we go. I'll do the rest. I'm going to dip the end in some chocolate, and then I push this into the end, and the chocolate actually solidifies inside to help hold it onto the cake pop itself. And then I just dip it in and twist, hoping to shake off some of that excess chocolate. But you can already see it's starting to firm up. And so before it does, I'm going to take some sprinkles, just sprinkle it on and put that on. And it's okay if it drops some chocolate. That's what you want. You want it to get rid of that excess chocolate. So dip the skewer in, and let's go the long way this time. And then dip and shake off some of that excess chocolate. Okay, and then I'm going to put some sprinkles on it. And the next one. There we go. And we're just going to continue on and do it this way. You can see already this one is almost firmed up really nicely. There's a lot of chocolate on this one. There we go. These did not take long to set up at all. Maybe 30 to 60 seconds. And I think they look just beautiful. That chocolate smells really good. I'm going to give it a try. And let's just see what it tastes like. I'm getting sprinkles everywhere. Nice and chewy on the inside, not overly sweet. The chocolate adds a nice, fun flavor to it. The sprinkles add a great texture. If you're looking for the recipe, you can visit glutenfreeguy.ca. You can also follow me on any of these social networks. And coming up next is this. Thanks for watching.